Hey friend, welcome to my show, Poise and Pleasure. I am your host, Chantel, but you can call me Missy. Over the past 12 years, I've had the pleasure of hosting parties with my company, Poise Parties. Within our parties, we do a little twerk, pole dancing, chair dancing, and then we sit down and talk a little spicy with some pleasure products. I am excited to bring that experience to all listening platforms. As we go down this self-discovery journey, we're going to talk about our mental and physical wellness, as well as our intimate and pleasure wellness. I'm excited to do this with you, and I hope you're excited to do it with me. Please, if you have any questions, feel free to DM them to Poise Parties or Poise Pleasure. Let's have some fun and let's get started. Hey friend, welcome to Poise and Pleasure. Y'all, this is the first episode for Poise and Pleasure. For those of you who may not know me, I am Chantel, but you can call me Missy. You can call me Shan. You can call me Telly. I will answer to them all. But I am your host, and I am so excited. You guys, I'm so excited for this new podcast because I just feel like we need something that meets us where we are. You know, social media these days has made everyone feel like they can just pick up their phone and talk, right? And some things come across offensive, some things come across as helpful, and then sometimes we're stuck in the middle like, should my house be organized? You know, should I be working out? Should I be organizing? And I mean, it's so much to take in. So I just feel like on this platform and on this podcast, I want to give you something to listen to that won't make you feel bad about where you are. But we definitely want to just make sure we're working on us as women. We encounter so much. There's so much that happens to us, and I just want us to be able to have a place that we can come to and we can feel safe, we can feel vulnerable, and we can talk about it all because we definitely are going to discuss it all. We're going to discuss the normal conversations as well as the abnormal conversations. And if you have never had a party with me, then you know it's always going to turn into something fun, something spicy, but I'm always going to pour into you because I truly believe this is my gift from God. I've always known it. I've spent some time working on this gift. I didn't just hop right into doing a podcast because it was trendy. I actually spent about 2.5 years understanding how to conduct a podcast. Now, does that mean I'm going to be perfect? It does not. But I am already asking for your grace as I grow in this and as you grow with me. So I have this fun thing that I think that we should do together. And let me first say, Happy International Women's Day, right? Celebrate yourself today. Go buy yourself some flowers today. Go buy your favorite coffee. Celebrate yourself today. We always look for people to just give us a simple thank you or celebrate us. But I feel like people match how we treat ourselves. So go celebrate yourself today. Get your nails done. Get you a pedicure. Get your favorite drink, smoothie, or cocktail. We're not against cocktails over here. But I do have this really fun thing that I want us to do together. So there's this book that I have been doing. It's a journal. It's called Best Year Yet. And it's a journal for becoming your best self. And I'll link it in the show notes below. But basically what it is, the book is broken up by the month. And they give you these monthly actions, anywhere from like 5 to 6 actions to do each month. So there's no pressure to do something every day. But they give you these monthly actions that just help you to feel better. And that's where I am in my life. I just want to feel good. If that means setting a boundary, I'm going to set that boundary. If that means prioritizing myself, I'm going to prioritize myself. Because let me explain something to you. I feel as though I have an amazing husband. He's a great partner. He's a great father. But this doesn't run unless mama's well. This doesn't run unless my husband's wife is okay, healthy, and happy. So, and I'm sure it's the same for you and your home. And it may not be a husband. It can be your parents. It can be your children. It can be your pets. It could be your siblings. I'm sure you're taking care of someone, right? Or something, or you just feel needed somewhere, even if it's in work. So this book, I want us to do it together because we all probably started off the year like everyone else does with the resolution, right? And sometimes that phases out. I live in New Orleans. I'm not sure where all of you live, but I live in New Orleans. And honey, we have been having Mardi Gras and Carnival time since January 6th, okay? So to have a resolution in my city, it definitely should start on Ash Wednesday, which is the day after Mardi Gras. But check in on your resolution. What did you say you were going to do and you fell off doing it? You can always get right back on. Lessen some of the tasks that you put on yourself. And I mean, don't put so much on yourself that it's going to stress you out. Start small. Like when people start a diet, I tell them all the time, start with your liquids first. If you drink, these artificial flavors all the time, why don't you cut that out first and start drinking water? Or you can start drinking water with a splash of fruit or lemon. Start small until you can build up to where you actually want to be, because you don't want to feel like you're punishing yourself and missing the reward, right? So with this book, each month, it's going to give us a monthly intention. And I would love for us to do this together. We're going to pick up on month 3. It's still early in the month. And Amazon ships really fast. So for month 3, the monthly intentions are to enjoy a solo date, call an old friend, visit a botanical garden, spend time at your local animal shelter. My husband had to talk me through that one because I was like, but he's like, babe, just do it and you're going to be happy that you did it. So I'm going to take his advice and I need y'all to help me with that, okay? Try a new scent and create a bucket list. So basically we are going to indulge, socialize, move, give, experiment, and reflect, okay? The title for month 3 is Prioritize Your Me Time. And I'll read to you what it says. Day to day, we often get caught up in the to-do list, commute, laundry loads, bill paying, and general logistical tedium that comes with living our lives. I'm sure y'all can relate just with the first sentence, right? It can sometimes feel like you're doing so much for everyone else, whether it's demanding workplace, people in your family, or a newly single friend that's there barely any time left over to prioritize yourself, right? Well, not this month. Practice saying no and allocate some me time. Throughout the next few weeks, whether it's half day, walk or hike, an hour-long coffee date, or 15 minutes just reading a book before bed, make sure to put yourself first this month. And that's what we're going to do together, especially for International Women's Month. So I thought that was a great way to start off this podcast by actually just taking some time for ourselves. Y'all, the biggest takeaway for what I just read was saying no. Let me just tell you, there's so many benefits in saying no. When I started setting boundaries, I felt better. I felt happier. I had more energy. But wait for it, girl. I was hornier. Okay? I felt more sexy. I felt more in tune with myself. I felt proud that people thought twice about bothering me. People thought twice about saying, like, just calling me about things that I didn't necessarily have to do. So I'm telling you this because I'm experiencing it. I have set some boundaries in my life. And girlfriend, I feel good, okay? So we have to learn to practice saying no. But here's another thing. Learn to delegate. And these are things that we're gonna go down this journey together. We may not know where to start with it all, but we are going to learn it and we're gonna do it together, right? Delegate. There's no reward. There's no fancy trophy. There's no certificate coming in the mail that's going to say you did amazing by almost dying because you wanted to do it all on your own. As a matter of fact, that won't even be written on your tombstone. So why do we do that? I feel like we've been conditioned to think that as women, we should take on everything for everyone. And we expect nothing from anyone else. We literally expect nothing. But we're expected to do everything. And I promise you, the minute you start saying no and you start delegating and you start creating boundaries, everyone will fall in line. Trust me. And if they don't like it for a little bit, they don't have to like it for a little bit. But you need to ask. If someone vocalizes it to you, ask them. If you had to stand over my casket, would you be okay with that? I am telling you, I am coming to you, I am being vulnerable with you and letting you know this is too much for me. Even with people calling you and they're laying all of their problems on you, you have to put a halt to some things and master your peace. Honey, don't answer the phone. Don't answer the text message. Or if they call you, set the boundary. Sweetie, I love you dearly. But today, I'm not able to handle this. Can we discuss it another time? I just need a few days to get past what I have going on. And if they care, they'll stop it all and say, friend, what do you need from me? Do you just need me to listen because I'm right here on the phone? You don't have to hang up. Let me know what's going on with you. Or they may get into their feelings and just hang up. They may not call back. It may take a week before they call back. Whatever it is, you will feel so much better when you set that boundary. It feels good and it's good for you. It's good for your mental and it's good for your physical health. We have to be in our best shape right now. There's more in this world meant to take us down than there is to keep us up. So we are our only person that can really keep us held up. It is our responsibility to take care of the temple that was given to us. Whatever your body type is, whatever your body looks like, that is your temple. That is the safest place you will ever be in, is your temple. And you have to take care of it from your mental to your physical, from your heart, all the way outside to your fingers, to your feet. You have to take care of your temple. And the biggest part in what I just said was your heart. Your body follows your heart. Your heart is what keeps the blood pumping in your body. Your heart and your lungs work together. They work together. That is why your brain functions. That's why you have oxygen in your brain. That they work together. And you have to take care of it. And taking care of your heart does mean eating right. It does mean being physical and active. But it doesn't mean that if you don't feel like being physical or you don't feel like eating right, that you're just the worst person in the world. But we have to love ourselves enough that we will do it and that we will try. And that's why I say I want for us, as we build this and we build this community, to just meet each other where we are currently. I was listening to social media the other day, and there's this young woman I follow. I remember when she started her platform that she was battling, depression and isolating herself. And so she would come on social media and just kind of walk us through her journey. And at the time when I started to follow her, I was in the state of grief. And let me just tell you, grief goes nowhere. It just doesn't feel like you're grieving all the time. But in the beginning, it definitely does weigh heavy. And so I was grieving the loss of my dad. And so around that time is when I started following this young woman. And so her platform has grown very fast over the past year and a half. And so she was taking a walk the other day, and she pulls up her camera. And again, like I just said, social media, now makes us feel like we can just start pulling up the phone and talking, right? So she pulls up the camera and she says, "If you are not exercising, I know that you're not working on your mental health." Now, keep in mind, I'm telling you this story from my point of view. And when I heard it, I couldn't finish the entire video because I thought that was an insult to her followers. And the reason I felt that way, and you may not feel that way, and I'm open to that. I'm a very open and rational person. I love discussions that help me with my perception and understanding your perception, right? I invite that all day long. But the reason I felt bad for them was, again, like I just shared with you, we had a connection when I started following her, which means I'm sure some of her other followers had the same connection. And when you make statements like that, you shame people. We're not here to shame people, because I can pull out probably about 10 people out of the gym right now who are physically fit, who work out every day, who are probably toxic. And I'm sure I can pull 10 people who don't work out, who are probably toxic. But then there's the people who working on the mental is the first step. Even those, y'all, my husband was 300 pounds. And in his weight loss journey, and I mean, if you look at him today, you can't tell. Throughout his weight loss journey, he shared with me that, now when I met him, he had already dropped the weight. But what he shared with me was the mental is the last thing to leave. And I see sometimes where my husband struggles with feeling 300 pounds again if he misses a day at the gym. It's so bad to where sometimes I feel like he chooses the gym over me. And even though I want to be understanding, I'll be honest, some days I'm not. But I'm saying that to say, even when your physical is intact, the mental has not followed yet. The mental has not met your body where it is. And that's a journey in itself. And so to make a statement so precise based upon where she started and the people that became her followers because of it, I felt as though it was a slap in their face. It's almost like church folk scaring you into like heaven. You know, they're like scaring you into faith by thinking that anything that you do, God judges you so harshly that you are going to hell. And that's not the case. God does not judge us as hard as we have been taught that he does. God wrote our story. He gave us the assignment. He knew exactly what we were going to do. But he also gave us the opportunity in life to align with the purpose and the gift that he gave to us. He gave us that choice to choose, aligning with our gift and our purpose. And in my opinion, the only way to really know that God is real and working with us is allowing him to change the ways of people's heart. Would you really have a testimony or a story if God didn't change you, if he didn't step in and show you who he was, or use his favorite term, I am God? So we have to give people room to have that aha moment. We have to give people room to have that experience. And that all comes from exactly what I just read to you. Prioritize your me time. Sometimes we're not even still and quiet enough to even know where we want to start with working out, starting with our mental. And now we have social media that just makes us feel like, okay, what do I start juicing? Do I start meal prepping? Do I go to the gym? Do I get a trainer? Do I do yoga? Do I do Pilates? I mean, it's so much. It's a market full of things to do. But if you quiet your mind and just reflect and start prioritizing time for you, you'll probably be guided right into where you need to be. And if you're not physically fit, but your mind is healthy, or if your mind is healthy and your body isn't fit, just make the decision to try. I heard a lady say, and I don't remember her name, there's a prayer that she prays. And the prayer that she prays is, God, I don't want to, but I want to. And if you can help me want to, I will try. God, I don't want to. But if you can help me want to, I will try. And that's all that is expected of you. You may not want to do any of it. And some days you will feel that way. And that's why I love this journal so much, because it's not giving me something to do every day. I get to jot down my progress. I have 6 things to do, and I have the entire month to do it. But I want to do it. I want to do it. Because I know that it's important for me to work on myself from the top to the bottom, from the inside to the outside. And when I say top, I mean our mind. Our mind. From the inside, our heart. The heart is so important. I feel like my heart is the reason why I do the things that I do. And it's probably the same for you. So with that being said, go down to the show notes, click the link for Amazon so that you can purchase your best year yet journal, and that we can do the monthly intentions together, because I'm definitely going to check in with you guys. I definitely enjoy a solo date. And what I love is that you get to jot it down. You get to put the date that you went on this solo date. You get to say what you did, any notes from it. I'm really excited to do that. And with the call an old friend, I think I already know the friend that I may place that phone call to. But I'm saying all that to say that it's time for you to focus on you. You have probably lived most of your life focusing on everyone else. Y'all, I understand. I was a teenage mom. I became a mom at the age of 15. I don't remember the last time I thought about me. I don't really remember the time in my life where I wasn't a mom. I remember my childhood and my upbringing, but I was still a child when I had a child. So I don't really recall not caring for someone. My entire life changed. I became mom the minute that child came out of me. I was mom from day one, even though I was just 15. And I've always been mom first. And now I have 2 more added to the bunch, and I have a husband, and I live in a house with 4 humans. And so it's a lot, right? But I want to enjoy setting aside time for me and not feeling guilty about it. And I want you to do the same. Because, girl, if you're not okay, who's going to listen to this podcast now? Come on now. And y'all, again, I am so excited that this is the first episode, and I'm so excited to do this with you ladies. I have had the pleasure of hosting so many parties in different cities, and especially in New Orleans, where our culture is so unique. And I'm excited to just bring this experience to a different platform now. I am definitely on a self-help journey of my mental health. And I have to be, because I pour into too many women. So I have to keep myself balanced, because it's a lot when you work with women, and to be liked by women and to enjoy what I do, that takes way more than just a pretty smile and being an expert in my field. So I have to keep myself balanced. I have to work on myself, and I want to extend that process and that journey with my listeners and my followers. And so I am excited to do so. Thank you so much for listening to this first episode. There is so much more for us to do and share together. I am open to discussions. Now, if you write me something where I need to talk to you, don't get shocked when I say, hey, why don't you come on this platform with me and we actually can discuss it. And that's really something that I enjoy doing. I'm not trying to, I never want to conflict with anyone, but I really, even if we have a difference in opinions, I'm open to discussing that and understanding your perception. I'm actually infatuated with the way people perceive information, kind of like the telephone game that we used to play back in the day. So I enjoy that. I invite that. But of course, in a respectful way, right? And so to have a healthy conversation, even if the opinions are different, it still can be a healthy conversation to understand one another. And so write me. You can send me questions. You can DM them to @PoiseParties, or you can DM them to @PoisePleasure. And I'll also leave my email below, which is shanj@poiseparties.com. You can send me questions. You can send me discussion topics. And if you want to be someone that discusses a topic with me and you're open to it, please send that by email as well. Ladies, we have so much to discuss. We have so much to work on and to try and to experiment on. And we're going to do it together. We are going to do this together. I will leave some details and links in the show notes below. And I am so excited for where this is going and how much fun we're going to have. Thank you so much for listening to the first episode of Poise and Pleasure. Y'all, I have so many big dreams for this, and I'm going to tell you one of them. I want to have a podcast episode at Essence Fest. Honey, I live in New Orleans, and I want a platform with a live audience at Essence Festival. It may not be 2023, but I know for sure I want it. And one thing I know is that God will give me the desires of my heart. So, with your help, please remember to follow, download, like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. It has been a pleasure talking to you. Do not forget to grab your journal, and let's have some fun prioritizing our me time.